Greetings, beautiful beings. I hope you are doing well and keeping healthy in these crazy times. Now, quite a few of you email me to ask what Pleiadians think about the current situation and what is it that you can do to protect yourself and your family. So, when I tune in their energy, I was guided to share with you a part of the chapter from the book I have written last year, Pleiadian Code to Cosmic Love. And the part is about soul healing. It's actually from the chapter 9, and it speaks how we close our extraterrestrial ability, those special unique ability, a long time ago. And through the chapter, it guides us, actually the whole book guiding us into opening up ability, literally accepting of who we are, raising up in our own energy. And if you look at the current time, what is happening, this is a perfect example where we have to choose where are we going to be. Are we going to get caught up in this collective energy of the fear and the anxiety and the unknown, or are we going to walk into unknown with, okay, there are skills I have. I do have a self-healing abilities. Every single one of us has self-healing abilities. And so if I get sick, there is a way definitely to heal. You know the stories and miraculous stories of healing. I have shared with many of you my stories of healing my eczema or the healing the Lyme disease and doing well after. So we definitely can heal and we can change, tweak, hybridize, morph our bodies, whichever fancy word you would like to use, into a new human body. There has been many channel messages speaking about a new human, but the new human has to go emotionally, spiritually well with that physical vessel that we have. Now, we are in a year number 4. That means that this year is charged with a vibrational number 4. The 4 means abundance. Now, we all love abundance, but abundance is just an energy. There can be a very positive abundance that you will gain so much in your life spiritually and physically. And of course, there is negative abundance, and I think that's the part of it we are witnessing right now. The fear, uncertainty, the illness, and lots of other things going on. And of course, that wants to get us caught up more in the moment of the now. So we will never grow and we will not sort of activate ourselves, our ancient selves, to be in the world as it is, as a new human being who can survive this and who will thrive and who will continue in a life, just adjust to it a little bit and find a new way. That is the Pleiadians teaching. Now, we have also, there's a lot of energy going on. We just closed 1 decade, a most important decade in a long time. In that decade, we went through 2012, right? The end of the Mayan calendar. And if you follow my videos, then you know that I was always saying we are stepping into our new selves. There is no kind of the distraction. We are stepping into these new uncharted territories where we have to awaken ourselves, accept our energy, and step into the shoes that we have prepared for ourselves. Mayans didn't continue in the calendar, in my channel information or an opinion that I believe to, because there was this new beginning of the energy. We have been given opportunity to shift our own destiny and write our own calendar. But there's only a certain number of the years to do it. So until end of the 2019, we had the luxury to awaken, to grow, to train, to work on our spiritual selves and bring that energy in this body. Now, when we cross the threshold into 2020, we all have our clear visions, right? But the clear vision also means to have a spiritual clear vision and the physical clear vision. It means step into the physical body and start utilizing everything that you have ever learned. From 2020 to about 2030, 33 plus minus, we have this window of the opportunity, a very rare window of the opportunity, where we can be the writers of our destiny. Pleiadians call it reality writers, which means if you change yourself and you have a goals alongside with it to be in the assistance of the earth, humanity, you have a power to change your life and change the life of those around you. Now, same as the light side knows it, the dark side knows it as well. We all follow the same base rules. When there's an open for something, both sides are racing to get it and to use it for their benefit. So, without talking anymore, let me share with you this part of the book from the Pleiadians. As you know, the Pleiadians that I channel are the Pleiadians from the past, you can say, as also the Pleiadians from the future. They are the higher collective energy about, and they are part of the group that would call, or that call themselves the lights of the universe. You can see as a lights of the universe, this collective group of the extraterrestrial beings, which is composed from several star nations who are assisting us on our journey, who are assisting us in this way to learn, to grow, to gain our own power back. One last thing I want to quickly share is that every 2000 years plus minus, soul family incarnate in clusters. Last time we incarnated, it was around the drama of the Christ. We were part of the group that would call themselves Essenes. And now we are here again, 2000 years later, plus minus. We are in the age group that we are not the little children, that we can make a shift, that we can totally be a part of this group of the reality writers who can design a beautiful, amazing new destiny for the earth. So for that, we need a little bit of soul healing. So let's share the story, because when we're sharing the story, you are gaining the knowledge, and the knowledge is a very powerful thing in the healing of the soul, and that can heal the body. Soul healing. Life of star beings within a human body has been challenging, especially for the past 2000 years. Let us focus on this particular time frame, as it holds the most soul damage, and it is still relatively recent. You need significant soul healing from this time period before you can rise once again into your ancient alien soul memory. As we already mentioned, your memory does not reside within your human body, but it has been outsourced into your soul cave. Think, guys, about the Egyptian disc, about the head. Only your higher self knows how to assess this energy and brings it back. All right. Now, when you heal and when you have that soul memory, you can definitely assess your abilities. Many of you had been called to join the Essene community, incarnating in their families and then contributing to hold the spiritual DNA blueprint until today. You kept incarnating until the planned collective incarnation of now, in the 21st century, especially during the crossing of the old and new calendars in 2012, when the Mayan calendar ended along with its predictions. After 2012, we entered a rare time period that may last until 2033, a period of time when you have the opportunity to be the reality writers that can alter the course of Earth for better. Please note that you, are not the only ones aware of this knowledge. the dark side is also aware, and they too have the same opportunity to be reality writers and alter the course of the earth to what fits their own agenda. Therefore, we wish for you to understand the life of the Essenes, where you were taught how to embody your soul memory while in the human body. Now I'm gonna stop here. Why? Because time is speeding up and we are at that same point. If you connect on your soul level in your memories to the Essenes, then that is a sign that you have lived that. Now, when you are reminded of this knowledge, who you were, then you can easily heal the trauma of what happened to you. Why did they kill you? Why did it didn't work out? Accept, forgive yourself and the others, and embrace the unconditional love, and come back. Really bring back all that knowledge, all that energy, and all that memory that you have used 2,000 years ago, because we need you. Now let me continue. Before the death and resurrection of Christ, your Essene families lived closer together, and it was safe to stay in the contact with one another. Divine gatherings, energy initiations, and meditations, when held in distant places, were perfectly planned so everyone could easily attend. Your soul was dancing with gratitude, joy, and happiness from these events and opportunities that allow you to stay in close physical contact with those that you fully love and trusted. Then, approximately after 50 AD, core family members decided that it was safer to hide in order to survive persecution. Sadness began. Gradually, it became unsafe to freely use your abilities outside your trusted family because the Romans and others you find could find you and kill you. Families worked together and cleverly relocated children of light all around the world, especially in Northern and Eastern Europe, to carry on the divine work in secrecy. Since that time, you visited your extended soul family only once every few years. You miss them so much. This caused you to start questioning this mission. Your divine soul understood that your human parts suffer from all levels of emotions, separation. Those were difficult days, yet you persevered and you held on to unconditional love, which became the light in the days of darkness. Around 1000 AD, people were openly jealous, greedy, and envious of your abilities. Many did not want to understand that they could cultivate their energy and abilities and reach your level, because that would take years of discipline, which they were not willing to invest. Instead, it was easy for them to get close to you and take advantage of your kindness. If you would not do what they wanted, they would despise you, and approximately by 1200 AD, they call you a witch. Only few treated you as an equal without demanding something from you. As time and incarnations went on, you became more tired and frustrated, as the knowledge brought forth by Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene began to slowly dwindle. And I mean the true knowledge. The truly devoted became fewer and fewer, and during a horrific era of witch hunts, you began to silently question, is this a blessing or a curse? Life in the human body was much more difficult than you could ever imagine. Some of you were experiencing sickness, living in a body with malfunctions, and were shocked to see how humans treated one another. When they worship someone or fear someone, they treated this person well, but to each other they were often cruel. Are we failing to teach them? You wondered. There were times when you experienced floods of anger and frustrations with humanity. You loved them unconditionally, but outside of your communities, you experience first-handedly the greed, nonsense, and absurdity. Many people thrive because the sons of Belial show them the shortcuts to gain immediate glory. The sons of Belial use this to have control over them. At times, this made you feel hopeless. You were grateful that you had each other and your soul families. Life in the human body is hard, but no one can blame others for the choices each of us make. More and more people stop caring about cultivating their abilities, working towards spiritual immortality, being one with the universe, and staying on the path of light. As centuries passed, the Essenes changed their name over and over, protected children of light. During those years, you took on different genders and roles. Perhaps you have been one of the very few known as physical immortals. Physical immortals were hidden among the family of light and were the most protected secret. To guard this secret or to protect an immortal was an automatic death sentence for you, your family, and your whole community if the wrong person found out. Who were the immortals? Several core members of the Essene community were, upon their readiness and spiritual dedication, introduced to the Adorous initiation the rite of sepulture that would allow them to prolong the lifespan of their physical body. The only reason for remaining within a human body past the normal lifespan was to be in service to humanity. In their case, they became the record keepers, or you could call them living librarians. Living librarians have been initiating one another since the falling of Atlantis. You cannot choose to be one. You must be chosen. The brave people would dedicate their entire lives to rewriting ancient scriptures and physically keeping ancient wisdom alive so that it could be secretly passed down to future generations. They would teach as well. Some of the teachings were so sacred that they would be passed from one to another only by the word of mouth, and only when the student reached the level of consciousness to grasp the meaning of the teaching. Once again, the Essenes received the knowledge from the ancient Egyptians, and the ancient Egyptians received it from Atlantis. Now I keep always talking about it. The children of the law of one secretly thrive, using many different names through the history, not allowing outsiders to make the connection to their ancestors. Outsiders would speculate, but could not find the proof to expose them. We created energy links. Now we, it means collective, the Pleiadians, the light of the universe. We created energy links connecting all of us so that we would recognize each other. These links were meant to trigger your memories. This is why when you meet someone who shared a life with you in the past, especially in the Essene times, you feel irresistibly drawn to one another. The reason is that you automatically exchange light codes, and you both may need soul healing, which you can offer one to another. Just to be in each other's presence could be very healing. However, do not confuse this sacred connection as romantic love, unless all the past has been healed and you still have the same romantic feeling for each other. Before you allow the intimate, lusty feeling to cloud your mind when you meet someone whom you have shared countless lifetimes with and many spiritual journeys, investigate your past life connections. Learn to distinguish between feelings of unconditional love that exist without any wants and needs, and conditional love that has many terms and restrictions. Someone that you have shared initiations with, protected the biggest secrets with, assisted while your soul was journeying, in other words, could be someone who returned into your life for the purpose of soul healing, yours or theirs, but perhaps not as your life partner. It could be someone who you are connected with on the soul level for eternity because he, she is part of your soul family. There is nothing more intimate than a pure soul connection and unconditional love. This kind of love brings knowing into the bodily senses instead of arousal that many imagine while thinking of an intimate soul connection. Meeting soul family members that walk in earthly bodies, as you also do, is a blessing that makes this journey more enjoyable. Hold each one of them in a warm embrace of the unconditional love and empower them with wishes of greater success. Just as a parent wishes their children to do better than they have, holding a wish or a vision for someone else to succeed in something that may even surpass you is sharing unconditional love. Soul healing brings strength to the heart and confidence to the body. What you share, you will receive threefold. And that is the part from the Pleiadians that I wanted to share with you today. This passage is important because it speaks to your soul and it reminds you of who you were. We are racing with time, and it's about the time that you remember who you are and step in your abilities and accept that you can heal, that you have a self-healing ability, that you have been in this group with the Pleiadians. I do believe that Jesus Christ was the Pleiadian and Mary of Magdala, a Syrian. Pleiadians, the soul healers, Syrians, the bringers of the knowledge, heart and the mind connection. That is what we need for these next 10 years. We need to overcome the fears and to work on the heart and mind connection in the physical body. So you are not hopeless. Accept of who you are, awaken and play with it. You are an extraterrestrial being living in the human body, and you have done this gazillion times. There is a lot of spiritual help coming from the universe, but they cannot do that without you refusing your life on the earth and taking care of your human body and connecting with the earth. Right now, we are in a time when we need to utilize 50% of the earth energy and 50% of the cosmic energy, merge it in the body, project it in our auric field, literally change the electromagnetic vibration of our body, that it morphs a little bit into a new human being who is more sensitive, more tuned into the heart, more nicer, and it's also healthier. Your self-healing abilities are much more functioning, higher functioning than they have been until now. So I'm going to also record a little tiny energy exercise for you, but I'm going to post it into the next video, so this is not too long. I love you guys. Stay heart-centered. Accept of who you are. Go back in those 2,000 years and says, okay, let's remember. Let's go back on this journey. Essene had such a great mission, and our mission continues now. 10 years ahead of us is an uncharted territory. If we don't get scared and kind of huddled in the corner, we can do a lot. And if you have that moment when you freak out, we all do, probably we all do, at some time or the other. Once you get over it, raise up and keep going, because your light is the most important part in this world. So I love you, love you, love you, and look for my next video. Stay safe.